Take a seat, and we'll get things kicked off.
Okay. Eat lots of pizza. Drink lots of.
I'll take some balls.
What company from, man?
But I wasn't hungry.
So you basically just
Yeah.
I would become a little cheaper HQ on the spot. You'd be like plug into card checkouts or something. Do some fun stuff for some customers around he runs big conference. So you're working with as far as like e-commerce, like
basically my priority was Pinterest, Twitter, just like groups of us.
Oh, nice.
We've got a couple clients already.
More like individuals or more
Companies. We're really proud to know the customer and guys like. What brought you to or e-commerce is very transactional.
do you have partnerships with these? Just kind of get started with the agencies.
I'm working with Unsize.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my friend. Oh,
nice. Oh, nice. So you got a good network.
JDI. Yeah, I've got a couple other agencies like this. My friend runs Melbourne.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
I mean, like, I don't know. There's people I know, but we'll see what happens.
It's good that you have like that network of like friends and you kind of work in the same space. It's like all pages.
You have to like cover your face when you walk out. Like, yeah, I mean, for me, it's really like, I like, well, I actually, JDI, makes some brand marketing work for magazines. Yeah, it's just, that would be interesting to talk about. I haven't met him, but I met Maggie. I saw him somewhere. Yeah, that's pretty big. First thing I can sign in. Yeah, I mean, so basically just like rather make instead of like trying to pitch myself online to people like I'm not going to
they're awesome too.
What can we do together?
Exactly. Definitely. We love these events kind of like informal, kind of hanging out, talk about whatever. Like-minded people as well. How long have you been off?
January 27th.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That was from Sanford?
Yeah, I was in the Bay Area. Sounds like something like big, like opening
CRO is over in the Bay Area. You know you're going to be awesome, right? He was like, no, it's on my list. He's like, no, everyone saw the house in the Bay Area. It's awesome. I was like, it's not really, like, I don't think it's a choice, but just like, it's a thing.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's already talking about me.
That's what, yeah, it's just kind of how it happens. Like, it's not by choice, but it's more you just come and then it's the same size. That's what I told him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I told him. He's coming in next week to like tour Austin with his family. And I was like, let's go take on a house and buy a cat. And he was like, I don't know what you think of that. I'm like, look, if you can afford a house over there, then you can afford a lot of things. I was trying to buy here for a couple of years, and then it was just so competitive. I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, when I interviewed, it's like it's a risk, man. You can imagine, right? Designer, they always have like that, coding, how you was like, oh, you should be careful. Both are right. No, are you going to shop like that?
I'm from like East Texas originally, and I came here. I would come here for my sister's wedding in Austin, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna find. I came here first. I wanted to go. Just gotta get the feeling. I just go to the free market, man. It's the right way. Like,
What are we?
Exactly what. It calls everyone in the room like a certain way.
You gotta computer. You have to have your student ID from back in the day.
Yeah, so our
On the wristband or a badge? A badge. The film interactive is the first week. Second week's music. Interact. They call it interactive. And then music, the second week, until you really get overwhelmed. That's like yeah, the second weekend. Yeah. First week, pretty chill. Right. And San Francisco and Seattle. Yeah, that's everywhere. And other countries.
And it's exactly the way he does all these crafts and stories. So it's like whatever you know, it's gonna be.
Oh, they get that. There you go.
So expensive now. It's like when I first moved here, it's like this man for $90. Badges, I don't think even existed. Really, like badges are like $1,500 now for badges. And the wristbands do you no good anymore because there's so many badges out there that can priority you.
That was a product manager.
Yeah. And they're all corporately bought. Like I could probably get one of my vendors to buy me badges, you know. For them it's nothing. But the music fan, it's like you can't pay $1,500. That's more than you'll spend all year on shows. Like 5 festivals, you know.
I don't want to do that because
Yeah, that's the time to do it.
$400.
Pay your yearly rent one.
Yeah, that's what that's.
If it's anywhere walking distance downtown.
I noticed that. I was like, bro,
Welcome to Austin. I encourage more movement.
It's just fun. It's like it's super easy to like just kind of watch things and just like you're because I have to do this job when it's gone. So it's like I have to do this.
I mean, like, all my knowledge, like, you know,
That's where Oktoberfest is, right?
He's taking it for days off.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah.
I see again. I see
Yeah, I see somebody buying it. Yeah, verify it too. Right? Can I just like bounce out of the way and somebody else's face shows up for a second? Surely you gotta hit a button or something.
How you doing? I'm Mike. MJ, nice to meet you, man. Bring it down in Austin.
I haven't
Alright guys, let's go and get things kicked off.
Huh?
Yeah, there's going to be a test at the end of this, so you guys need out.
Really complex text.
You want me to write your number 2 pencils?
And your own paper.
No.
We're not handing out paper, but we are handing out chocolates. So.
It does look weird out of the background. Yeah, I've seen these come up before. month, talk about e-commerce, from, filmed by Amazon all the way to whatever, product catalogs. So it's kind of nice to have this open area to talk about, what's going on, whether it's something fun or sad, mad, glad, or to hang out and have some pizza and drink some beer. Just a quick thank you to the customer for sponsoring the beer and pizza. So big thanks to Haas Haas here in a minute is going to come up here and talk about what one of his customers, talk about the experience they had with Kevin here. He also brought chocolates, so if you guys have a sweet tooth, don't fill up on pizza and beer, there's chocolates here as well. Yeah, so appreciate everyone for coming. I'm from a company called Shipper HQ. I head up our sales and channel. We do cart and checkout stuff. That's what I'm going to say, because I have a good sales pitch. That's about it. If you guys are out here and you guys do look to sponsor an event, you want to kind of dip your toes in something, find myself or Karen in the back or the dude with dreads. That's David. Yeah, we'll be happy to take your information, get you guys part of it. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Haas and let him kind of talk about what they're up to.
Cool. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Hey,
Shipper HQ is also a huge partner of BigCommerce. I used to work at BigCommerce, so they know everything about shipping. So if you don't use them or you're a sales merchant, definitely use those guys. Also, well, first off, I just want to say thanks to everybody coming. Let me ask you a quick question. Who is familiar with Customer before coming here? Raise your hand. Awesome. This is all completely new. All right. Let me ask you, who's familiar with the solution called Zendesk?
Zendesk?
Yeah. Zendesk, yeah. So we're a competitor for Zendesk, just to kind of level set for you. Zendesk, is an interesting platform. You guys have been doing it for a while. But one of the things that we try to help you understand from a customer perspective is how do you get deeper into those relationships? How do you go beyond relationships, even to a point where you're creating friendships with your customers? Who like in the audience does that resonate with, where you're trying to create a deep relationship with your customer? Raise your hand. Exactly. Okay. So first off, I want to thank Kevin. Let's give Kevin that big. Kevin's one of our clients. I'm actually going to let him do most of the talking. The reality is, their business is just so absolutely amazing that it just tells a better story about customer than customer talking about itself. The reality is. So I'll give you guys a little bit more background on kind of what we do. We as a CRM platform, but you'll get most of that through our discussion here. And this is a dialogue, really. And Kevin, you want to kind of say anything?
No, I'm up here to kind of tell my story. we, Hush and I, we met each other. This is like Austin, small town world, right? Like we met each other South by. You were trying to sell me some other software, some other platform. Yeah. But it's one of these things, you keep in touch. And I'll tell you a little bit about my history and kind of like my experience with customer service, and like as sort of I started learning more about customer, and then as sort of I learned that Haas was sort of the person in town, like it really made sense for kind of what we were trying to do, which ultimately was how do you scale a team cheaply and without having to hire customer service reps and all this. We had a whole bunch of challenges as we were growing, but like we found a home with customer. It solved a lot of our problems, so I'm kind of happy to share some of those with you guys.
Awesome.
So what do we got here?
So think of this as a dialogue team. We kind of just introduced ourselves. Ask questions, give some feedback wherever we go. This is not like a kind of a cut and dry presentation, but like you said, we both just introduced ourselves, but I don't think you talked about the fact that you're a co-founder.
No, and more importantly, if you guys get thirsty, please stand up and get drinks and eat pizza. There's a lot of stuff, and so it's again, like I'm not talking to you. I'm hopefully having a discussion with you. So me, I'm currently the CTO of Maggie Louise Confections. As you can see, happy life, happy wife. I am married to Maggie Louise, hence the connection. But my previous story was with Not My Fitness. So about 14 years ago, I moved to California to bootstrap an insurance company. And bootstrap, as all the entrepreneurs in this room know, is a euphemism for just being poor. And so I figured like my grand scheme was like live on a beach, be poor, be happy. In reality, it's like live on a beach, be poor, eat a lot of 20-cent burritos, which turned me into running, and which turned me into Map My Fitness. If you want to, the next thing, because running was free, and I learned like running was free, and to be honest, I could meet girls while running. Like I couldn't meet girls working at home working at an insurance company. To be honest, so I started Map My Run because I was training for my second marathon, and in 2004, you could spend $400 on a GPS brick that came with a CD-ROM, that came with a Windows app. Like there was no Garmin sync, there was no upload to web. But I didn't have $400. The other thing you could do is hop in your car and drive around your neighborhood and figure out your 5-mile loop, your 10-mile loop, your 20-mile loop. My car got repossessed because the whole bootstrapping thing. So I realized that Google released their mapping API, so I'm like, oh sweet, I'm a nerd, I can kind of, I have enough chops in terms of the technical front. So I built the first version of Map My Run, where I figured you can click, 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 and like drop waypoints on a map and map your run. So I'm a user of 1. It's funny, like as we grew, a lot of my developers were wondering why my user ID was 2, and I was like, well, I have to test the delete user at least once. Sort of a bad joke right there. But anyway, so what's interesting is with Map My Run, like talking about like the customer journey. I created Map My Run because I was too cheap to buy a GPS watch, or too poor to buy a GPS watch, and I needed to train for a marathon. And I was training with a marathon group, and every weekend I would be with a group of people, Luddites, tech people, young, old, men, women, and I would talk about their product, and they would go and use the product every week, and I would then meet them the next week, and they'd give me their feedback, and I would incorporate that, and I would iterate. So it was like a weekly sprint before sprints were things. And all of a sudden I grew to like 5,000 users, 10,000 users. And it was one of these things where like from being a founder of a company where your product was based on the feedback of your customers, I was very attuned to that feedback. So even after we raised our first $250,000 to start scaling this, I still spent, like every morning, I'm a morning person, like 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the morning responding to customer feedback. Like that was my role, because I was the product guy. Like I was the guy developing features, I was the guy talking to the clients, I was the guy who was sort of like hustling at night, skimming the internet for like every like high school track and field coach and like cross country coach, sending them emails and like, hey, I just want to let you know, like I'm this 25-year-old guy in San Diego who created this website, what do you think? So for me, that user conversation was really important to me. And as we grew the company, so user 1, 5,000, 10,000, I think we had about 15,000 when we raised our first $250,000. We started like hiring people. But that scaling of people, because you're dealing with like a very, like in the early days, it's the innovators, right? It's like the people that like wanna do new things, but they wanna give you their feedback. And so we were doing, like, I remember, like, this is like all PHP, by the way. So like, I remember like rocking like some like random PHP forum software. Like I'm the guy moderating all the forums. Like my idea in the beginning was like I launch this forums and everyone helps each other and it's a community of love and happiness. In reality, I'm the guy responding to every single post. So I know what that's like, scaling kind of user support. We finally hired a couple people, so what did that mean? Like Zendesk, right? Like, cool, I can do live chat in Zendesk. And what did that mean? Me responding to every customer support thing, because it was just so hard to kind of understand that. So like the reason I'm telling you this is because like, with Map My Fitness, we struggled on how to scale customer support. And even like to this day, I'm sure you could probably look in our user forum. So the end of the story is 2004, 2013, we sold the company to Under Armour. All the Under Armour Connect stuff here in town. That's my old office. A lot of my team is still there. A lot of my team has moved on. But it's like we really struggled internally with like how do you create this great client experience where our mission in life, like I did the whole brainstorming slide. Like every employee we hired, I took them out to breakfast and I walked them through like why we're doing this and what we're building. And for me, it wasn't about like just we're building a really cool app. For me, it was like, you know, like we're building an app that is really impacting people's experience with themselves, right? Like people who are downloading a fitness app, it's because they are on a journey to be happy. It's because they're on a journey to be healthy. Like they may kind of think that like running their first 5K may get them there. They may think that losing 10 pounds may get them there. But in reality, like what we're building is something that impacts everyone's life, and so how do you translate that through customer service and through client service, and how do you deal with people who are at such like an emotional low, sometimes at such an emotional low where you kind of want to create a better experience than just like a forum, right?
I'd add something to that, right? So from the perspective of customer experience, like that term gets thrown around, quite a bit. To me, customer experience is a couple of things, right? It's the integration of the technology, the design of the user experience, as well as your customer success and support team. All that like coming together to really tell a story, which is exactly like, we have a lot of app customers that use customers because they want to bridge all those things together, and it's hard to scale those things.
Yeah, and it really sucks like when you have someone who's just about to go out the gate on their first marathon, and they're having like app problems, and they're submitting a trouble ticket, and like the trouble ticket, like their response rates, don't quote me, but like, I mean, they could be like 24 hours. I mean, we didn't have a team. We hired a bunch of people through Odesk and different time zones because we're international. But this is something like, it was like a critical pain point for me personally, because like I built this thing, and yet people like reading reviews, like seeing people frustrated with not being able to talk to someone, not being able to get like a good response. And so like for me, it was like very visceral in terms of like that experience, because you could like build the best experience in the world, but the minute somebody has a problem with it, if you're not satisfying like that part of the agreement, like you're kind of ruining that, and you're kind of losing that. What was fascinating to me, like even like Under Armour then bought MyFitnessPal, which was a weight loss app. And I was talking to like their VP of tech, and he was saying like, yeah, like they even had a bigger visceral problem where someone who downloads a weight loss app is at the kind of the really sort of trough in terms of like emotional feeling, where they feel like they need an intervention. So if you don't provide like an amazing customer experience on all those touch points, you've lost a customer for life. Like no one's gonna give you a second chance if you aren't kind of like holding out your arm to kind of be there for them when they need help. So that's like, I just wanted to give you this background, because it's also a little bit comical in the sense that like I built my career around fitness and now I sell chocolate. But what it does like bring to the parallel is, for me, Map My Fitness was not about, again, like getting people to run their first marathon or losing 10 pounds. It was about like being a partner, or like giving them the experience of being happy and healthy. And with Maggie Louise, like that's the same kind of focus that we're looking at. And if you want to turn the slide. Like for us, Maggie, my wife, and by the way, this is like things never to do for your boyfriend at the time, is like liquidate your 401k to make an investment in his company, or buy a house with him before you're engaged. But luckily, I had this amazing woman that I met back when I was in Boston. And she was a breadwinner. She's a Harvard-educated lawyer. I was earning beer and peanuts, maybe on a good week, building Map My Fitness. But she saw how passionate I was, like where I got to like build something, where I got to like nerd out with tech. I got to like be outside like every day, running during lunch, or doing like taco runs in the afternoon, or yoga in the morning. And so when we moved here to Austin, she really wanted to feed her kind of entrepreneurship side and her passion side. And for her, she was the breadwinner throughout like the early days of Map My Fitness. We moved here because Austin Ventures made was our Series A investment partner. And so we moved here, we had a kid, our lifestyle was very different. So it's like it was her time to go explore her passion, like her time to kind of find the experience that mattered to her. And so she went to culinary school. She's like, well, I like pastry, I like baking, maybe I'll start a pastry company or something. And she discovered that like chocolate is this amazing art medium. It could take shape, it could take color. But if you wanna go to the next one? If you look at most chocolate companies, they don't use color, they don't use shape, they're very traditional. And if you actually dig a little bit deeper, you find that most commercial chocolatiers are men. The industry is very masculine, a lot of browns, a lot of like circles, squares, reds, blacks. And she's like, well, most consumers are women. Like, most consumers like pretty things. Like, why can't chocolate be pretty? And so she started on this like journey of finding ways to sort of share this experience that like she's like delighted. Like, oh my god, like I can make artistic things. Like, it also helps that she has a really beautiful eye for things that look great, and she's artistic. And so she's able to sort of take this Harvard Law enthusiasm, drive, and like A-type personality, and like apply it to like a very artistic medium. And so she created this company, Maggie Louise, and it was like her sharing her painting, her techniques online. Pretty soon, like her coworkers and family members, like, hey, like, can you make me a box? I want to buy it. And so she started posting pictures on Facebook, and then like that kind of rolled in. And I'm, of course, like I'm the nerd. I'm like, sweet, I'll throw up a Magento site. We'll go to town. And so literally, like our first year, we were one of Oprah's favorite things. So we went from Maggie in culinary school being this mid-30s, blonde, 5'2", very like witty and smart woman in culinary school at 5 a.m. with like 17-year-olds who are eating like Pop-Tarts and Dr. Pepper. To Maggie Louise, and what we, in discovering kind of what Map My Fitness was in terms of the experience of making someone happy and healthy, we realized that chocolate is given as a gift more often than not, or like a chocolate gift box, like a box of chocolates. But yet no one has really solved no one is really like optimizing the experience around gifting and getting the gift. And so that's what Maggie was like, well, we have this unique opportunity of disrupting the chocolate industry with this like color and flair and vibe, and this is like our 80s retro Valentine's Day. But we also, like, from my experience with like building product around experiences, like how do we translate that to an amazing experience, not only for the person getting the gift for the first time, but for the person giving the gift. And that really kind of comes to like how we look at like our client service, like again, like full circle, right? Like you can have like an amazing gift, and by the way, like our gift boxes, like we sell 16 pieces of chocolate for $60. So we're like 4x what like other like high-end price per pound, like, you know, like what's his name, Berkshire Hathaway was all about like C's price per pound. We're like 4 or 5x that, because what we're not selling is we're selling this beautiful gift experience. We're not selling a box of chocolates. And so we self-service. Like Maggie being a Harvard lawyer, she's like, I'm going to create an amazing experience where, like, if a person's giving a gift to their grandmother, if a bride is ordering chocolates for their wedding, if a brand is giving gifts to their VIPs, I want that level of service to be perfect for everyone. And she got that because she was a Harvard lawyer in New York working for one of the top firms. She's like, I'm building a consumer, like, you calling our company, even though if we're going to be a $100 million company, I don't want you to ever wait, like, and this is like dream here, but to ever be on hold, right? Like, I want you, if you're spending that much money to like have our product be a part of your life, I want you to be immediately serviced. And so that was kind of like really important to us, is like, how do we then be a small company and scale our service so that like we have like this cultural vision around like being like that high-end law firm in New York, satisfying everyone's like services. And you can see, like, here are some examples of some of our clients, like hotels. Like we work with like the Archer here in Austin, San Jose Hotel, the Ritz-Carlton Miami. We do tons of weddings. We do lots of celebrity weddings. Direct-to-consumer, it's sort of like part of our bread and butter. We work with lots of corporate brands. So our corporate clients, strangely enough, we work with like brands like Chanel, Sephora, Louis Vuitton, but then we work with a lot of orthodontists and dentists, which I think is perverse. It's kind of like fantastic on their part, because it's like the gift that keeps on giving on their end. But it is like, so this engagement here is a junk elephant. So we actually did a drop where we did this beautiful XM box. We had like our chocolate, and you can see our chocolate shaped as theirs, but then we incorporated their product in there. And then we do a lot of wholesale. So like we don't aim to sell at Whole Foods. like we may do by George, or we're in like Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale's, parodies, like we're like a couple like premium kind of places like in Miami and things like that. So it's like, but like back to the service front, like how do we build a service organization around supporting not just like our e-com direct to consumer clients, but how do we support our event planners? How do we support our buyers in our wholesale partnerships? How do we support sort of like the SVP of marketing for Louis Vuitton? And what we found is this solution where with customer we're able to like route things the right way, and it enables us to kind of scale process and make sure people get to where they're going, or people get the answers to what they need. And so we can have like humans in the loop, but humans like are kind of intervening at the right time at the right moment. And so these are our clients. And again, like please interrupt. I can ramble, but I can also answer questions too.
I will add something. So not only are they a customer, I'm also a customer of theirs, right? So
it's very meta.
You know. So we actually use this, and several of the folks on my team is getting really catching on. We use it to engage our clients or to give gifts to folks that we're prospecting as well. And the reality is, when you receive a box of these chocolates, like people respond. It was a very rich impression. So all you account-based marketing folks, the customer success folks, sales folks, this is an outstanding tool for you to engage with customers. And I mean, literally, it gets you into very rich conversations because people feel like you really thought about it and you feel you really care. And that's the way we want our customers to feel using our platform. So that actually, we try to start that early on. So.
Yeah, and you can go to the next slide. And to give you guys an idea of scale, so we did like Rogers Rules or whatever. Like we did $4 million in revenue last year. We've been growing 100% year over year. So it is like it's you can like with my experience with other startups, you can definitely grow to scale. Like you can scale to fail, which means it's like you're scaling so fast you can't keep up sort of the support infrastructure for that. And so that's always top of mind. I mean, like we've done on the bespoke side, we've done some really cool gifts. Like we did, we worked with Netflix, and who's seen the Jean-Claude Van Damme show, Jean-Claude Van Johnson, where no one? So believe it or not, it's really funny. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme is actually a secret agent, and his role is Jean-Claude Van Johnson is a secret agent playing this made-up figure, Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he's been so out of the game, but he misses being a spy. And so it's this whole, again, meta thing. Anyway, so we did this box for Netflix. We did like Jean-Claude Van Damme's fist, him doing the splits and chocolate. Inside the box of chocolates was the DVD or the Blu-ray or whatever it was with the actual all the episodes, and we sent it out to like every magazine and newspaper, TV critic. And on the box it was like damn fine chocolates, like Jean-Claude Van Damme. We've also done these beautiful flowers for Chanel. Dropbox used to give us each of their account managers used to give us their 15 hit list every quarter of like leads that were never returning phone calls or emails, and we do cool jobs for them. So it's this really unique platform, and we call it a platform because, like as Huss and I were talking earlier, like we don't actually see our chocolates as gifts. We see them as solutions. And so whether or not you want to sort of get a lead to call you back, whether or not you want an editor to actually look at your product from like a PR perspective, whether or not like you just want to again say thank you with like really expensive chocolate. I mean, it is like we're full service. We do full design, everything from like molded pieces, like Jean-Claude Van Damme's fist, to collateral and all that. As you can see, sort of like we have top shelf, but then we also work with a lot of smaller brands, which is kind of really fun, like dentists, which is again perverse, but I'll take it any day. Yeah, go ahead.
Quick question. So just since you're on the slide, so for your larger trade customers, how do you leverage customer to help with that engagement? Because obviously they're obviously probably they're higher dollar clients for you.
So with customer, what we can do is we can assign certain accounts. So like the way customer works for us is we have it as like our hub. So we have when someone calls in, it's mapped to the account. We use AirCall for that. When someone posts on Facebook or tweets or emails in, so we can route those directly to the people. And so that's how like our wholesale team, like they'll get all the wholesale inbound. Our client service team on the bespoke side, depending on like the lifetime value of the customer, will get routed a certain way. And like so with customer, like I think I refer to it kind of in a couple slides here. There's some really neat workflow functions where like not only can it do straightforward things like answer common questions across like all platforms. Like, so it's like on Facebook, if someone messaged in, well, we can jump to the next slide. I think it's the next slide. Okay, well, I'll jump ahead, but yeah. So that's like the workflow and like the assignment. And then the neat thing about the customer too is if someone's sitting on that client, you'll see that person there already. So even if they came in through a chat channel and then like posted on Facebook, we can see that like someone's already dealing with it. Yeah. So for us, like tripping up over people, it got really complicated because we were using, oh, you can go back, sorry. We were using like Grasshopper for inbound, we were using Olar for chat, we were using Front to do like our email routing. Sure. But the problem was like all those things were kind of separate, and so it's like if someone emails if who's ever responded to a group alias with like 3 other people responding to the same group alias, right? So, yeah, I mean it's so like customer kind of solved a lot of that for us in terms of like not stepping on each other. But yeah, so again, like this is sort of how customer sits in our ecosystem now. Like we have over holiday, so we did $4 million last year. We had NPS scores over 70. We had like 4 people, including like one in the Philippines, just to kind of handle time zone. But like that all got routed through customer. And so AirCall was a huge deal for us too, because what was happening was people would leave voicemails in Grasshopper, but then we'd have no idea who that person was. And now with the Grasshopper integration with AirCall and like with Shopify text message and all that, like we know who is calling in, and so when that person picks up the phone, that record's right there. So like again, like that single view of the customer, it's just super helpful because you have to you skip out on the whole like tell me your email address and look up your account, like it's all kind of there. Which again, you can scale people to do that. I know one of the reasons I picked customer, I was looking at Salesforce customer service, but a lot of my team from my just went to Outdoor Voices, and so it's like, okay, like how is Outdoor Voices solving this like retail, wholesale thing, and they're using customer, and so it's sort of seeing how they were using it, and they had like the similar Shopify platform. It kind of made sense for us to kind of go there. Salesforce is also really expensive. They get you, well, but yeah, so just for us, it's like how do we scale answering problems, like solving problems without having to like hire a person to solve each problem. And that kind of like, I think after this, I'll talk about maybe, what did I talk about after this?
Well, just to add some on this. Yeah. So, think of our customer as a CRM platform for your support teams, contact centers, right? So, our whole goal, one of the biggest costs for us is we really ingest data. We really believe in you guys getting as much context about your customer as you possibly can, right? So, if you got a platform, a custom platform, or you're using a litany of different tools, our whole goal is to get you to put that data in one place, so that when customers reach out to you or they're calling you, it shows up in your timeline. So when we talk about customer friendship, when we think about your friends, you know the history about your friends, right? You speak to your friends over like a lot of different channels. You talk to them in Facebook, you talk to them in Twitter, you talk to them in email, SMS. You're obviously calling them. Like and you want to be able to relate to them in a lot of different ways. And so what we help you to be able to do is we kind of, I'll almost say, like, we put that inside of a SaaS system to make you, enable you to do that much better.
Yeah, and so we were on MailChimp for a while, and then we just migrated over to Klaviyo. And one of the conversations we actually had last week was like, shit, like we forgot, we need to do the Klaviyo integration. Because people calling me like, hey, I got an email maybe a week ago, there was an offer, and so it's like, customer can actually have that there in terms of the timeline. Like right now we don't, so it's like, okay, well, we can just like, yeah, whatever, we'll just like, we'll give you the offer regardless. But it definitely does let us build things in, and likewise, the thing I like about Customer is it's very developer friendly. Like they have, I sometimes like am too smart, like where like I'll be like, oh, like I need to like solve it in a different way. But it's really interesting for me because like for instance, we have our customer consumer platform, right? Like you can go in, you can buy a gift for your grandmother. And so like where do you work right now? Schwab. Okay. So you buy a gift for your grandmother, you're using your personal Gmail, and all of a sudden like my sales team will get an email saying, hey, this guy, he uses Gmail account, but he's actually the VP of marketing for Schwab. Right? So like I built this like kind of BI lead generation tool. But like the next generation of this is like pushing the data into customer. And like that's what I'm excited about customers. It's like solving my problems now, but it's also sort of going to be a good solution as like we do these multi-channel marketing efforts in the future. Yeah, so this is the whole thing about not stepping on each other's toes. Like everyone, like again, being a very service-focused organization, everyone is very eager to help, and there's nothing worse than seeing like 6 people respond to the same like inbound request. And so like customer like gave us like this like really great platform that we could prioritize. We can kind of just sort of solve problems easily. And then I think the next slide I talk about workflow. Oh yeah. So yeah, this is an example of like one of like we're so like a lot of times like we won't make money on an order, on that first order, because it will be like a total fuck up, a total screw up, sorry. Like this is an example. So we did this, Colin Cowie is this like huge LA celebrity, like he did like Oprah's wedding, and it's funny, who's seen the Dre, Dr. Beats, the documentary? So like, you know that end scene where it's like the wedding, like Jimmy's wedding? Like it wasn't until that moment I realized that we did all the gifts for that wedding, because I had no idea who he was. Like, that's not Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. Sorry. And so I had no idea we did the gifts. But so this is the example. We had a wedding, and FedEx messed up where we had like several cases of favors that FedEx could not deliver. Right? They were like stuck somewhere in like Arizona on the ground. So what we did is we totally made the whole order again, confirmed it with the event planner that someone would be there for like the 8 a.m. priority overnight delivery. So FedEx calls, no one's there at 8 a.m. The wedding is at that afternoon. So we find a courier service to go to FedEx, pick up this box, and drive to the mountains to deliver to this wedding. And like again, like we probably didn't make any money on that order. But what we probably did is we probably kind of won that well, Colin Cowie's used this multiple times since, and that bride has probably used us again too. And so that's like that team, and that's why it's like stepping on each other's toes. For us, like we're very eager to make happy, and so by giving us the platform, we can like focus energies is really important. And then what's also important, if you go to the next one. Oh yeah, segmentation. So yeah, so obviously everyone's happy, all our customers are awesome, but sometimes you do want to focus on the more awesomest customer. And customer gives us that platform to do that. So like we do a bunch of so my background is obviously a developer, and so like I like data. So I have this whole data engine underneath us, and so we float a lot of this information through platforms like Customer, so we can kind of prioritize, segment, and route sort of inbound. And workflows, it's hard to see here, but yeah, it's like how do you keep the important people answering the hard questions and do workflows? So like we had a lot of like easy, do you have gluten-free, I'm vegetarian, sugar-free, kosher, halal, like a lot of those like keywords we can then route through, and like not only that, like we can route through sort of this one workflow. We can address email, Facebook, and online chat in the same engine, and so it allows us to sort of come up with like different types of answers depending on what medium there are. But it's like, hey, did we answer the question? If not, please respond so that we can get someone to like address it. So we like turn response time from like, am I gluten-free, to like maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes or a couple hours to an immediate response, and then if they want to get more information, they can go. So that's been really helpful in terms of like just freeing up human time to kind of focus on the hard problems. And then yeah, the Net Promoter Score again. We track Net Promoter Score in real time. We actually have a Slack channel. We use Zap. So I'm cheap as well, where like all these like Net Promoter Score services are like $200 a month, $500 a month. Like I can just create like a very simple like form stack thing, and then use the Zap to kind of push. So this pushes to our NPS stream on Slack. So like everyone in the company is following Net Promoter. So 10 days after you buy a gift, you get a Net Promoter email, and then the Net Promoter email even has the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like the 10 scores. And if they click on the link, even if they don't do anything else, I have that click, and so I'm able to report that. Even if they don't spend the 1 minute or 20 seconds answering the other things, and all that gets fed into kind of our.
So sorry, how are you doing the Net Promoter Score? Are you just doing that as an email, or have you got some other software going on there?
No, so we use Klaviyo. We have a flow where we say, okay, 10 days after the ship date.
Yeah.
So for us, we're a gifting company, so most of our orders will have a ship date. So like we'll say like when you like desired delivery date.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 days after ship date, Klaviyo sends an email saying like, how did we do? Click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that will go to the survey. But even if they don't fill out the survey, we've recorded that initial score. And then that then gets zapped into a Google Sheet, and then the Google Sheet gets zapped into Slack.
And what do you use for the survey? Are you using SurveyMonkey or something like that?
No, I'm using Typeform.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were using FormStack. Typeform gave us a little bit more. I just like the way Typeform looks. So, who's used Typeform? Who's used FormStack? So these are really they're really easy like survey tools or like question tools. Like it's like very non-engineer but human-friendly ways to like build out surveys and workflows and all that. So here, like I did all this, but like you don't need a developer to do this. Like you can actually it's all like Zapier is a service where you can like basically set up a workflow, being like if a form post happens here, send an email there, and so it's like an if else then, and so you can build these really interesting kind of integrations that way. And again, who uses Slack? So imagine like if everyone in your company is like tied into real-time feedback from your client. I mean, again, these are the nice ones. I maybe could have shared with you some not nice ones. Like we got one today that gave me a 0 because it's like, I am so embarrassed. I spent $30 on the smallest gift ever. You guys suck. Well, I mean, we still have. Right? So hey, but what we did is we refunded them. Like we have 100% guarantee. We're like, we're so sorry. We're working better ways to like communicate dimensions online. We hope you give us another chance, and we give them his money back. That's part of like what we're trying to do is as a cultural value with client satisfaction is like we have 100% guarantee. If you open the box and you think a piece is looking at you a weird way, we'll refund it.
The 0 with your "we're so sorry." When I go and I see the 0, do I get to see your response?
Yeah, you do.
that's worth every penny of the refund.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So if you look here, I mean, I obviously blurred out the email. So this is the stream that comes in. So it's like the full-on comment and like okay. And so immediately, someone in that Slack channel can kind of like go and respond. Like the more interesting thing is to the whole like customer being the central point is how do we make this so that like 5 people are responding to that person.
Right.
Well, we haven't really kind of run into that because we have a really good customer service team that I know anything comes in here, they'll just, like our client service manager, who actually spoke at an event a couple weeks ago, her team just on that. And you can see like our NPS scores. I mean, today our NPS score is over 80 for a 7-day.
Hey Has, can we do a time check? So how much longer have you got left around? Because I know people like
I think we much.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Almost done?
Any questions?
Not trying to rush you along, I mean, it's just good to
No, we're good.
You see the bug?
No, it's
Yeah. We'll tighten up. So, yeah.
So a question, so can you kind of configure it so that, let's say one person has an issue with delivery time versus quality, and can it be routed to different people within your company to answer those questions, or even an outside provider if somebody is doing your fulfillment?
Yeah, so workflow is actually, the interesting thing about workflow, just to be candid, is I got frustrated a little bit in building my workflows because I learned after the fact that workflow is a tool that customer uses a lot internally. So their documentation publicly is a work in progress, but it's extremely powerful. Like that's like the basic thing is like it's like one of the things you look at the spec and you see all what they can do, and then you look for examples and you can't find examples because they have a lot of that stuff internal. But as soon as you get a hold of like one of their support people that's on it like this, they'll give you everything you need to know. So yeah, so their routing rules, you can like route teams, like you can do regex mapping on search terms within the conversation and then prioritizing regex. Like it's a little bit crazy. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Can it be routed to an outside like
yeah.
a vendor?
Yeah, it can be sent to an external email.
We actually have two levels of workflow. So we have like simple business rules and the jet engine, just literally internally we call it the jet engine because it is so powerful. You can do some really amazing things with it. But yeah, what you just described.
Yeah, and it's I haven't dug deep enough. They have a really unique abstraction model with like what they call like their objects, and you can like I think you can actually even build webhooks into it so they can push data to webhooks.
So we'll take 2 more questions. So we'll make sure we have more time for networking, food, and y'all can always come. We're going to be around, so feel free to come up.
Yeah, so Valentine's Day is tomorrow. So if our showroom is on East 6th Street. Like who knows where Shangri-La is? Alright, so it's across the street from Shangri-La, or who knows where the old East Side showroom, the fancy restaurant is? Okay, same corner, different audience. But like the if you go into our store, you can use the code SWEET18. You can use it online or in our store. You get like $10 off from your order as far as Valentine's. So
Good to go.
I was wondering about, because I think you were actually a previous customer of ours on the shipping side, Webshop Apps. We looked you up. And but I think you moved to Shopify from Magento, is that right?
yeah, we did.
Just wondering the decisions there.
So I've been using Magento since it was OS Commerce.
Oh, really? Okay. Variant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The variant engine. So we have a very complicated production system. So what I did is I built that production system in Magento. And in going to version 2 of Magento, I'd have to rip everything out.
Yeah.
And because I didn't want to rebuild it, we're kind of at that interesting kind of inflection point of like ERP system. And as I was doing less with the developing e-commerce, I wanted something where I could like bring in non-tech people to kind of build, and
Yeah.
it just, for me personally, it just seemed like Shopify was like a more user-friendly solution from like a non-developer staff perspective, even though I've been using Magento or OS Commerce since '99, I think, or 2002 maybe. But yeah, that was the reason.
So you've still kind of got this underneath postal workflow stuff going on? Is that what you're saying? But then Shopify's like your front end and product.
Yeah, so
product
actually, no, we ended up, I ended up rebuilding our entire production system
Oh, you did
using
that
a
as well.
series of crazy ass linked Google Sheets.
Yeah.
So
you don't use an ERP right now?
No. We use QuickBooks Online for but that's we don't even touch the Shopify integration to QuickBooks Online because we don't ship when we get orders. We have delays of maybe even months, revenue recognition and all that. So we do journalized entries.
And last question, what are you using for your WMS?
For what?
WMS, warehouse management system.
We're using ShipStation right now.
Okay, cool.
And that's
I'll
purely
come
because they were my neighbors and they were packing.
Yeah.
So I kept thinking to them.
Those guys coming along to here, so that's it, right?
It is, yeah, and but we're actually, we're at that inflection point again where we're starting to run into scalability issues with some of our partners. So,
okay. Cool. Well, not cool, but.
No, it's hard. We did.
That's terrible.
We're literally we have a team of 20, and we're shipping out 1,000 to 2,000 orders a day during our
Yeah.
season. And so even just we have our inventory is SKUBall, ShipStation,
Oh, you
but
got
then
SKUBall.
SKUBall has a hard time talking to ShipStation, has a hard time talking to Shopify, and so we're at this sort of we're struggling a little bit right now, just to be honest with you, because we've kind of got to that level of do we invest in ERP, do we not, do we try to bootstrap, do we not, and so we're just.
We should catch you after about it because it'd be good stuff. Because we have somebody there from Brightpearl as well. Just interesting to understand on the partner side, what we can do better because we see these issues as well.
Yeah.
But we can take it up. Let's take it offline.
Sounds good.
Should we crack on?
No, are you ready?
We'll take over.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
Thank
off
you.
the stage. You did a good job.
Yeah.
We'll bring you back again, maybe.
All the talking I had.
Well, yeah, you were chatting away.
I know, it's ridiculous. You can shut me up.
Now we know if you want to shut Hass up, you just have to put him on the stage with somebody else. He's quiet the whole time when we talk to him. Alright, so what we normally do now, for those of you who have not been before, I think we've got some people who have been before, some haven't, is we just throw it out to the floor. So we're not going to go every single person, we'll go around the room and stand up and introduce yourself, but I think it just helps networking. So I'm going to limit you to 30 seconds, which usually means people take a minute. If you can try and keep it down, that'd be good. We have a couple of merchants in the house as well, so if we fly through this and we want to do a bit more merchant conversation, I think that would be a good thing to do if you're in agreement with that. But I think it's just good to know who's in the room, and then when we all stand back up and network again, because we've got a little bit more time after, you'll know who everybody is, hopefully. But if you're one of many in the team, I suggest just one of you stand up. Yeah? So, who wants to start? Francis?
Stand up.
You don't have to stand up, you don't make casual to me.
My name's Aaron Masterson. I own localfurnitureoutlet.com. Joe helps me with the digital.
Cool.
I've been doing furniture for 15 years and been focusing on furniture online for the last 5.
Excellent. So you enjoyed the talk?
Yeah.
A little bit? We'll work on that. Alright, go for it.
My name is Mike Regan. We're Ovid. We do closed loop payments and vendor ecosystems for festivals, retail chains. Basically, it's what you use when you go and use a loyalty card at the store. And one of the cool things that we introduced is shave your face. It's a credit card.
Guys, want to go? You don't have to go if you don't want to.
I'm Omar Abdulatif. I'm co-founder / CTO / CEO of Atlas Coffee Club.
Oh, nice.
It's an online e-commerce coffee subscription company. It's Coffee of the Month Club.
Nice. In Austin?
Yeah, we have our roastery here in Austin, about 20 minutes south.
Cool. You do cold brew?
No, not yet. We actually wholesale to somebody else who does their own little cold brew, so we'll roast the coffee for them.
Oh, okay, you're roasters.
But
Got
it's
it. Got it. Cool. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it.
I'm MJ, the CEO for second startup. The first startup was augmented reality for the web. You know, we got funded by Mass Challenge, one of the accelerator programs, spent all the money. Horrible idea, no revenues, 12 beta customers, you know, nobody paid. The second startup that I'm working on right now is the marketing automation that we built in the first startup. We pulled it out and it's getting some revenue. They're increasing the Instagram accounts, the Facebook accounts, and B2B leads using what we built. You know, dogs were eating their own food, other people are eating that too.
Great. Well, it sounds like the good first one was good then. In a bad kind of way. Daniel, you don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I will. So my name's Danielle Fox, and I work with eCommerce. I'm an account executive there, so we provide a platform for merchants who sell things online. And I'm also here with Juan, who's another account executive.
She's so cute talking.
DC.
DC in house.
Yeah. And this is Luke. He's my love, and he is also in software.
I work at Medallia, which is across the street. I oversee our inside sales office.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Cool. What do they do?
Customer feedback, actually. So I have an aggregator of customer feedback for predominantly larger Fortune 500.
Nice. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Anyone else? Keep going.
My name is Abel. I'm a marketing specialist. I work for Coding Strategies. It's a B2B company. I primarily work with Salesforce Pardot and Salesforce.
My name is Mike Sherman. I'm the VP of Sales at Bright Pearl. We're a retail operations platform for $1 to $100 million retailer sellers and brands. So if you hate the headache of going to a traditional ERP and you need scalable kind of OMS, we're kind of right in between, and we're a platform for merchants that are looking to get to the next level.
My name's Mitchell Cohen. I'm a marketing director for a software and mobile app development company, actually out of Capital Factor on the 5th floor. And a lot of our clients are e-commerce shops, and sort of in the works of potentially spinning out another entity that will cater specifically in the e-commerce space from a marketing perspective.
That's good. There's not too many. Those in Austin.
I'm James Lecquire. I work for IWD Agency. We're a Magento solution partner. I've also started on Variant in 1999, and I'm still standing. I'm still involved in Magento. Mostly Magento 2 work, even though we've just become started working on eCommerce recently. And my largest client is a Shipper HQ customer, which is what brought me here tonight.
All right, see you now. Baton Rouge to Austin, right?
Well, I actually came to San Francisco, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Austin.
So your CEO is Baton Rouge, Austin.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Merchant.
My name is Greg Gordon, and I work for a company called Party Machines. We design, manufacture, and sell foam machines to people who throw foam parties for a living.
See, I thought when he first said this, he said foam machines. And then I thought, God, that's kind of boring. What are we going to talk about? And then in my brain clicked that he said foam machines, which I was like, wow, that's a completely opposite end of the spectrum. So I was kind of lining off about it earlier. It could have been really boring, but it wasn't.
We live in Austin, and our shop is in Lockhart. And we sell them now through Amazon, industry-specific trade shows, and our partymachines.com website.
What's your website built on?
It's I got this one. It's WordPress, WooCommerce, and we use Stripe.
Yay!
I practice that every
Good job, man. Confident speaking.
I get those questions and I don't know. Like I can show it to you, but now I.
You need to come along every month. We're going to help you out.
Okay.
We're going to take these foam machines to craziness.
That'd be great.
We're all for that.
I'll give you a list of who needs to buy them.
I think we need one for the office already.
It's fine. I'll bring it tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Troy Wong. I have a marketing and media company. I just basically do like videos, things like that. But I just came to learn because I do a lot. I also am like an adventure travel blogger. You know, I'm thinking about creating an e-commerce site, kind of like the adventure and outdoor market. Just came to learn.
And what platforms are you looking at? Have you started looking or not?
Yeah, I mean, so I think like I'm possibly going to do like a marketplace,
right?
And then just use a WordPress front end, and like I think there's
ShareTribe is a marketplace platform. So I'm just very new to it all.
No, it's cool. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it.
My name is Ben Taylor. I'm actually totally unrelated industry, but it's pretty interesting. We work with a company that's completely failed to scale their customer support for what they provide to us. So interesting to see how people are doing good at it. So.
Are you going to tell us who that is? Is that Facebook or?
I work in the solar industry.
Sorry?
I work in the solar industry.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Have you enjoyed the talk?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. It feels to me like it's got permutations everywhere, right? Everyone's doing custom service.
Right.
What's the company?
It's called Excite Energy. Solar EPC.
They weren't excited.
Yeah.
And what do you do there?
I'm actually a performance engineer.
Okay.
Data analysis and statistics.
Cool. There's a lot of people hiring in the room, so that company's getting you down.
So you need some of the engineering background.
My name's Chris. I work at a place called Austin Bazaar. We're one of the top musical instrument retailers, selling guitars, keyboards, things like that. 90% or so of our business on Amazon, so heavy player in the Amazon marketplace. I handle a lot of logistics, operational side of things, purchasing, anything you can think of, doing e-com 10 plus years. Also used eCommerce back in the day. We're using BigCommerce, ShipStation, and SKUVault right now.
And do you have a physical store as well? Is it all online?
We used to, but it's all online now. Yeah.
Enjoying that?
Very much.
But you fulfill yourselves, right?
Yeah, so we've got a big warehouse up in North Austin, fulfilling everything.
Cool.
Out of our own place.
That's pretty nice. We should look it up.
My name is Matt. I run a web development and Shopify development agency here in town called JWC.
What's the name?
JWC.
Thanks for coming along. Shopify.
Yeah.
We could do if you're at the meetup, so we'll have to talk after BigCommerce, go away. Bring me up with Jensen sitting right behind you. But no, what we should do is a freeway with BigCommerce, Shopify, and Magento.
Fight?
Yeah, a freeway. No, like I don't know what you
Good
call
old
it.
Carnal revolution.
I was leaving out the last week. Good to do. Thanks for coming on. David's with us, eating pizza.
Finish the pizza.
Trainee developer, I'll tell you. Anyone?
My name is Marco. I'm a product manager turned growth marketer. I do performance marketing on secondary channels, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever. Primarily direct to consumer and I guess SaaS, depending on the type of product, usually consumer products. I have an engineering background and I'm starting my own agency called Petrie Growth. I have a couple clients here in Austin.
Cool. And how long have you been going?
I actually moved to Austin 2 years ago from the Bay Area, worked at HomeAway, and then went to a podcast company, and now that work kind of wasn't going to work out, so I moved them into a contract position and working with a medical app in Irvine, and another personal finance app out of the Bay Area. And if anybody needs some performance marketing on secondary channels, they're a lot cheaper than Google and Facebook. So, yeah.
Sounds like
How much cheaper?
Depending on the industry, but it can be up to 70% cheaper. Like Bing, for example, is a lot cheaper than Google, but you don't have as much volume, but you get a bigger bang for your buck. So, Pinterest or e-commerce companies, you might be getting a lot of traffic already, but you're not advertising or leveraging that platform, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So, happy to talk with anybody if you guys are interested in that. My name is Marco. Sorry?
Sorry.
We'll talk.
Who's next?
I'll go. I'm Mary Bell. I recently moved a few months ago, and I am a student at Springboard studying digital marketing, so I'm excited to be here.
Cool.
Well, where'd you move from?
Houston.
Nice. Good town.
That's spice squid.
Spice.
Did y'all not hear it?
Robert, you gotta introduce yourself, man.
I'm Ravi Man, and I'm the architect for Magento Marketplace. So it's like the app store for Magento extensions. So been there from day one till now. So yeah.
He's a great guy to talk to. I've known him for a number of years. So don't ignore the Magento in his name.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the only one from Magento.
I'm joking.
I'm Lucas. I own a medical cleaning equipment online, and then Jay and I actually run an affiliate company that we do mobile games and reviews, and we're also looking to get into mobile app development.
Right, Paul? No, sorry. Yeah.
Cool. I'm Mauricio. As of 3 weeks ago, I work at Schwab because I graduated from college like a month ago. And as far as like e-commerce goes, helped pay my way through college with like Shopify and Amazon stuff, but have never done anything at scale, so came here to learn to grow business.
Cool, thanks for coming on.
Good. Derek O'Carroll, CEO of Bright Pearl. Very proud to be based out of HQ Boston, Texas. Moving here myself next month. We are the smart alternative to EOP, built for purpose retailers, WMS, full inventory management, RMS, all that sort of good stuff. And yeah, delighted to be here.
Thanks for coming along tonight. Appreciate it. You've got to work on the accent a little bit.
I know, well, I've got to get the local intonation.
Yeah.
It's off. It's off. Tone's off.
I think you should.
I work for Derek.
See you.
VP of products. So very good guy to chat to if you need any scalable solutions in the back office.
Always. Moving on.
Hi, I'm Brian. I was a big commerce for about 5 years. I see us. See you, buddy. Yeah, I'm on the market, so I just came here to also network. So.
What do you do?
What do I do? So CSM and implementation. So at BigCommerce, I kind of helped to develop work on the implementation, processes. So,
Okay,
and now I'm
cool.
kind of like in the CSM, client success management.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thanks for coming along.
Yeah.
I know there's some people hiring here, so just stand still and everyone's enjoying it.
I'm Tim. I work at Shipper HQ recently, and I do onboarding there. So.
You want to tell everyone your background just to make it a red
I just
circle?
recently came from BigCommerce. I was there for 5 years, and then switched ships. So.
Thanks. I didn't recognize him. He was sitting down there. He's cut his hair today, and I didn't recognize him until. Sorry about that.
Cut it Sunday though.
Oh, it's Sunday.
So you don't even notice?
I didn't walk up to the end of the room. One? You done? Do you want to do it again?
No,
Daniel covered it off.
She did a good intro.
Yeah. And Mr. Clinton's already done.
I work for
So, why don't we, there's a few merchants in the house. I reckon we should network. Why don't we do that, and then I'd love to talk to you about maybe you talking next time, if that's alright.
Sure.
And then doing a bit more of Q&A around the merchant stuff, if everyone's agreeing. If anyone wants to talk at the next one, more than, happy. I think we have to talk for the next one. The one after, we'll mix it up, or anyone has suggestions on agenda, let's go for it. But you should all, if we can all remember, I have really bad memory, so we have to run to the people I want to talk to now. But like now you know who's in the room, it should make networking a bit easier. So go and talk to people you want to talk to. Have fun.
Cool.
What is the product? Well, we're I understand. Yeah,
Oh, mine is tiny. I tell people, like, there's guys that continue to ask me, and they'll come and ask them, like, your name. We're tiny. I mean, don't hurt me. You hurt yourself. In my markets, I put me and then I don't even know what it's not. There's nothing else. I bought a building in my own before I moved here. I went to the Dakota for the work with somebody who grew up in Texas. We were all I was paying $8 a month. Baseball program downtown Detroit. Yeah, it's fantastic. I don't use Alpha, but so I go out, like I was out every day. I went out twice. I go out next Thursday. One of us starting in May. My sales this year, last year were almost 650. This year I've been doing it. My first website. I was drinking. I and I'm not saying this, and it wasn't like I made it. It's frustrating because I really it's still that way. Now I don't do it anymore because there's all this stuff going on. Now they do all my optimize all my photos. They did. I had 3 of them I sent out. They did something like that. Used up a bunch of space. Megabytes. I could do it. They're different products. Different. It's all the same product. The phone machine. It's just different. One Amazon, small. The website. And I'll get to these in 15 days. We'll talk to him. Maribel, we'll talk to him. I said, we'll talk to him. And then I'll get 15 days to nobody. I'm great. I'm James. Or I'm one. I'm James. You want to go introduce yourself? Jenny Hopkins on my team. Yeah, we just got started. Kevin recently, so I've actually taken over his patch. So one of the things I do, he's actually it's memorable. I'm not going to remember you. Yeah, I'm here. You remember me? And I've only been, well, I've been on every free CMS since they started, which is how I got here. But I'm going to be more like I can